Progressives first addressed the problems closest to them, those that impacted their daily lives directly. Everyday and middle-class urban dwellers faced a wide range of problems that they simply could not avoid. Filth, pollution, unclean water, and lack of sanitary sewage systems spawned disease and misery that knew no neighborhood boundaries. The stench of uncollected garbage wafted from city streets. Contracts for city services often went to those who offered the largest bribes or kickbacks to city officials. Even getting to work on the streetcar became a daily challenge as privately owned streetcar companies established monopolies of confusing and highly inefficient systems. Inadequate housing increased the misery of poor urbanites living in crowded tenements. Middle-class residents also worried about the moral climate of their cities and were horrified by the proliferation of saloons and houses of prostitution. Progressive women played an especially crucial role as, quote, municipal housekeepers, working to clean up cities both physically and morally, and protecting and defending children and their right to a healthy childhood. With city governments often ruled by corrupt political bosses and machines and unresponsive to urban problems, progressives rallied for good government, honest, efficient government that would work for the good of all citizens. Investigative reporters such as Lincoln Steffens, expanding on the muckraking work of earlier journalists, documented the deep corruption at the core of city governments and confirmed what most city dwellers already knew. In 1904, Steffens published The Shame of Cities, focusing on corruption in 6 major cities. He insisted that the fault lay not with crooked politicians, any one class, or the ignorant foreign immigrant. Instead, he declared, quote, "The misgovernment of the American people is misgovernment by the American people," end quote. To get good government, Steffens argued, Americans needed to demand it. Progressives initiated good government movements in nearly every city across the country. Spanning both major parties, urban reformers formed national organizations such as the National Municipal League. They organized reform tickets that managed to oust some of the nation's most prominent political machines, including New York's Tammany Hall in 1901. Using the corporation as their model, they established new, efficient, and honest forms of municipal government. The disastrous Galveston hurricane of 1900 sparked a new model of city governance. To respond quickly and efficiently to the storm's destruction, Galveston replaced its government with a special commission of expert managers who took charge of various city departments. This system was so effective that it evolved into the city manager system, in which a nonpartisan expert administered city services, aided by career civil servants. Progressives also revised city charters to eliminate the old ward system of voting, whereby each ward elected a representative to the city council, a system fundamental to perpetuating political machines. They replaced this system with at-large elections for city councils, school committees, and mayor. Good government also entailed more efficient and effective municipal services. In the late 19th century, political machines awarded contracts for an array of services and utilities, such as water, garbage collection, sewage, streetcars, gas, and telephone service. In many cities, these had become, in the words of one reformer, private monopolies. The political masters of the people, charging unjust rates and even influencing elections to maintain their control. The ownership of streetcar lines became especially contentious in American cities. Impressed by the success of Glasgow, Scotland, in establishing municipal ownership of the streetcar system, progressives convinced city officials in Toledo, Ohio, for example, to purchase the jumble of privately owned transit lines and manage them as a singular, efficient system. Following European examples, some cities took over established municipal water, gas, and electric companies. Although municipal ownership of public services was never as extensive as in Europe, many U.S. cities nevertheless benefited from this battle to improve city life.